how to make residual income from real estate. Now, a lot of people don't use that word residual, but basically we're going to show you how to make money with some real estate. So this episode is going to answer that question, how to make residual income from real estate. So you could look back and say, one man's garbage is another man's gold. And that's what we're going to talk about, because these properties, then when people walk away from them and they don't pay their taxes, they basically forfeit their right to own. And when they forfeit that right, the local government's going to take over that property and sell it, and you'll be able to buy that at a bargain. So that property might not be in the best condition, but that's one man's garbage, and it might be your gold. So let's see if we can learn a little bit about that and go through a step-by-step process. Okay, now I don't know where you're going to start, and with a little guidance, I can show you how to end up wealthy. We can do a lot of small deals and still make plenty of money. So this particular episode is going to answer that question, how to get residual income and start your way onto getting wealthy. Now, my name is Ted Thomas. I've been involved in tax lien certificates and tax defaulted property for over 30 years. Now, this is a secure investment if you do it the way I teach you how to do it. All right, so I've done this for a long time. Now, just because you're starting late doesn't mean that you have to have a terrible future. If you learn how to do this and do it in a small way to start with and just kind of grow it, you'll be able to make yourself plenty of money to take care of your future. I'll be right back with the details. Okay, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about how to make residual income from real estate. In other words, buy the deal, put it together, and then make steady income. All right, so you're going to get income over and over and over for 5 years, for 10 years, for 20 years. Some people do it for 30 years, so they do the deal once and they make money for 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. So I'm going to share information with you that once you get this knowledge, you're going to be able to make money on small deals, and you'll be able to do it for a long time into the future, okay? So if you have ever wondered how to get wealthy, well, every television show shows you that, late night television, whatever. I'm going to show you how to do that in a step-by-step way, and it's available in over 3,000 counties across America. So you'll be able to do that. So I don't know how young you are or how old you are, but if you're feeling a little old right now and you haven't made any real estate investments, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to make this simple and easy, and so you can get started with a small amount of money. All right. Now, if you're kind of frustrated because you've been hearing about all these young guys making money on the internet, well, that's okay. They're bragging on the internet. There's no way to check them out. This is something you can check out, and you can check it out right away. So tax liens and deeds have been around for 200 years. I didn't invent them, but once I learned about them, that was more than 30 years ago, I've never looked back. You can always make money in this business, and it's there, and it'll be there every year in every county, and then also in every municipality across the United States. All right, so tax liens and tax deeds are kind of a hidden business. Now, why is it hidden? Because the counties only advertise in their county. They don't let the rest of the world know. So let's learn about this unusual business. It's very lucrative. It's a hidden market, and you're going to learn about it right now. If you'll follow the steps I'm going to tell you about, well, you'll be able to make money and do it with a small amount of money. So let's get real and let's talk about this. I know there's lots of late night television out there. They're talking about getting rich quick. I can't get you rich quick, but I can show you a step-by-step process. You won't get rich by Friday, but you will if you'll just follow this very simple money-making process. So I'll do that by telling you about a student of mine in Michigan. Now, he didn't have any money, so he bought properties using his credit card. Okay, he started out as a student, not a glamorous guy, never had done a lot of real estate, but he bought over 60 properties using a couple of credit cards. He did that in Michigan because Michigan accepts credit cards. Also, Michigan has a lot of houses that are between $50,000 and $100,000. The banks don't like those properties, but sellers can't sell them. So we're going to learn how to buy them, and I'll show you how to sell them, and I'll show you how to make money with them right away. All right, so folks, you're not going to end up destitute if you'll just learn this. In a not-so-hot market, this works. In a great market, it works even better. But after you learn how to do tax-defaulted properties, and even tax lien certificates, you're going to be able to buy at these tax auction properties, okay? Now, let's talk about Michigan. There's about 83 counties. That means there's going to be at least 83 auctions this year. They will sell properties for the back taxes and no mortgage. I'll say it again. Back taxes with no mortgage. It doesn't get any better than that. back taxes might be 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar. So normally what happens is people don't even know about these auctions. Well, what if you know about a hidden market and you can buy properties for 10, 20, or 30 cents on the dollar, and then you could resell them quickly using installment sales. Or if you need the cash, sell them for cash. Just don't ask for retail prices. Now, there's a whole group of property owners out there that don't pay their property tax. And when they don't pay their property tax, well, guess what? We're rejoicing. We're the pirate over there, and we're rejoicing. Why are we rejoicing? Because that property's coming up for auction, and guess what? We're going to be able to buy it for somewhere very close to the back taxes because someone else didn't pay their taxes. Now, in a county with a very small population, there'll be a few dozen. In a big county with a big population, there'll be hundreds of these tax defaulted properties. You can buy these properties. The local government says if the people don't pay the taxes, something's going to happen. You know what the county's going to do? They're going to confiscate that house. So visualize a pickup truck picking that house up and taking it away. Well, you can't do that, of course. So they confiscate the title to the property, and then they resell it to you for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar. Is that a good deal? No, it's a great deal. So all property owners are required by the state to pay taxes. So it's a privilege to own property. You can do anything you want with it. You can subdivide it, you can put cattle on it, you can grow a forest on it, you can do anything you want, but you got to pay taxes. So if you don't pay taxes, the local government's going to take that property back, and they do. So this happens on all sizes. Happens in the country club, happens in the poor section, happens in industrial properties. The point is, there's plenty of properties at these defaulted auctions, and you can buy them. So what am I doing today? I'm answering a question that is how to make residual income. In other words, steady income coming in after you finish the deal. So I wanted to learn how to do the deal once, and then you're going to sell it with an installment sale, and guess what? You get payments over 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. Wouldn't you like to have payments over 15 or 20 years? Now, all these properties are not beautiful properties in the country club. Some of them are like this, just little bread and butter properties. They're all over the countryside. People walk away from them. They don't want them. Well, you could pick them up at auction for pennies on the dollar. All right, as I say, some of the auctions have a lot of properties, some have a little. It's going to depend upon the particular county you're in. But they're all going to do the same thing. They're going to sell the property without a mortgage and for 10, 20, 30 cents on the dollar. Will somebody pay 50 cents? Yes. So wait until they sell the next one. There's going to be dozens and hundreds at the different auctions, okay? All right, so I'm talking about properties with no mortgage. I want you to think about that. No mortgage on the property. How would you like to have a property with no mortgage? Well, if you could rent it, you could be collecting all those rent checks. You wouldn't have a mortgage to pay. Wouldn't that be a great deal? All right, so we're talking about buying for pennies on the dollar, and I have people buy properties for 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar. So let me show you some examples of that, okay? Okay, so this is an auction property sold at the auction for $6,000, but the tax assessment on the property was $50,000. Now, folks, think of the margin between those two. The property is being purchased for $6,000 at auction. What can you do with it? Well, you don't have to sell for $50,000. What if you sold it on an installment sale? What if you just took installment? What if you took the guy doesn't have a down payment, or if he has a down payment, get $5,000 or $6,000 out of him and then get payments, okay? Now, why do you want to sell for installments? Because that will create residual income. Now, you could sell it, a $50,000 property, well, sell it for $30,000, probably sell quickly. Well, that's a system I use all the time. Buy low, sell low. So I bought it low for $6,000, sell it for $30,000. Hell, I just marked it up 500%. What's wrong with that? All right, so that's a nice problem to have. You got a nice lump of cash. But now let's say this was the second one. So you bought a second one. Now the second one, let's just take installment sales. For example, same house now, tax assessed value, bought it for $6,000. Well, let's think about it. What can we do with this? Well, here's a perfect example. Installment sale, all right? So we're going to sell the property, and we're just going to accept installments. In other words, how about if we sell this for $350 a month? Now, everybody can afford that, and make them pay you for 10 years. That's called an installment sale. Just like people buy cars that way, they buy houses that way. You could sell this property for just based on the installment. People don't care what the cost was. All they want to know is, can they get a house for $350 a month? Well, just add it up. If he gets $350 a month for 120 months, oh my God, that's $42,000 plus the $6,000 down. You're going to get $48,000 on a $6,000 purchase. Now look at the slide again. It's the same house. It has a value by the tax collector of $50,000. You only paid $6,000 for it. Holy schmoly, is that a good deal? Folks, that's not a good deal. That's a great deal. That's an absolutely great deal. 10 years is 120 months at $350. A lot of people will pay you $350 for that property every single month and give you $6,000 down. What's my point here? Folks, this is the way you make money. All you have to do is have a little money to get started, and you can collect checks for 10 years. What if you did 2 of them this year? Now you'd have $750 a month. What if you did 4 of them? Now you'd have $1,500 a month. Are you getting it? You don't have to work again. You just have to figure it out like the smart people do. All right, now this is a big opportunity. It's all across the United States. It's been taking place for hundreds of years. These auctions are at least 200 years old. You just have to learn about them. There was 83 counties in Michigan. You could be doing it with all of them. All right, now I'm out of time. Right below me is a free gift for you. You want to take advantage of that. Now, if you liked this video, tell someone you liked it. Let us know that you liked it. If you have a question, you want to ask questions, every time you submit a question, we give you a free gift. I'm Ted Thomas.